Peace, brothers and sisters. This is your boy Young Judah coming at you again with another Young Judah Talks. This particular video is about ADOS, the hashtag ADOS. It stands for American Descendants of Slavery. And this particular movement has been gaining some momentum, and at the same time it's been gaining some protractors also. It's a lot of people who seem to be misconstrued about it or misunderstand certain facts and try to make up their own facts, but it's a long time coming in my opinion. Like I said, ADOS stands for American Descendants of Slavery. The founders of the hashtag and of the movement are Yvette Carnell and Tone Talks, both who have backgrounds in political science, and Tone Talks is an attorney, and Yvette has the political science background. The objective of ADOS is to close the wealth gap. And that's going to be through tangibles, different form of tangibles, reparations. We're looking for land allotment, and things that are specific to the ADOS community. Because what we have realized is a lot of the laws, a lot of the affirmative action, and a lot of the laws that are being made are intended to help out ADOS, but it's eventually being used to give out handouts to other groups. Just for instance, the affirmative action plan, it was intended for ADOS, but through Title IX and other amendments to that certain act, it's become more of a plus for white women, LGBT, pretty much everybody except white men. But the ADOS community seems to benefit the least from this particular bill, affirmative action. ADOS, one of its goals is to get Congress to study H.R. 40, House Representative Bill 40, and that bill is a bill on reparations. So that's one of the objectives to pretty much try to get this thing moving along. And another important part to understand is ADOS. It's not anything to cause division or separation between immigrants or even ADOS Pan Africanisn. It's not to cause division. This is just ADOS peoples specifying their lineage for a specific claim. Nobody's saying, "Oh, we don't want to deal with any immigrants. We don't want to deal with any other blacks." No, we're just specifying our specific claim so we can make sure we're not locked out of the plenty opportunities for wealth and other avenues of ownership. ADOS people in the United States are pretty much locked out of wealth. We pretty much own about probably 2.5% of wealth compared to the white population, 90%, and it all stems from slavery and other laws that was made specifically to subjugate ADOS. Eras like Reconstruction, of course, slavery, eras like Jim Crow, black codes, housing discrimination, and those things have really widened the wealth gap between ADOS and other movements. I mean, in other communities. So it's kind of a big deal for us to make an objective of closing the wealth gap, and through HR 40, which is the bill to study reparations, and through other types of reparations, like grants for HBCUs. Like for instance, it's a bill and that's trying to be passed, that's being pushed to be passed, that's gonna allow undocumented immigrants to go to HBCUs for free, while ADOS people, who the HBCUs were originally intended for, they would have to pay out of their pocket. They would have to pay full tuition. And it's things like that, like stuff that's intended for us is being given away to other immigrants as a type of way to kind of still castrate us, still stagnate our movement, but at the same time they'll tell you, well, no, we have minorities here, and that's the whole trick bag. The word minority and people of color, we've been lost in that trick bag. So that's why it's so very important to specify who we're talking about, because it's a lot of blacks. It's blacks from Africa, blacks from the Caribbean diaspora, and it's American blacks. So we have to specify from now on, so we can make sure we're not being locked out of the benefits, at least the benefits that's supposed to um, help us primarily. Um, there's also been a lot of pushback from the Pan African crowd, man. I've heard a lot. Like, I've heard that ADOS is trying to be the new white supremacists of black people. I heard uh, ADOS is stupid. It won't work. I heard all the pessimistic talk, and I've heard the division talk. Oh, ADOS is causing division, and this or that. And in my opinion, this is why it's even more important to specify and to understand that if we're not going to claim what's ours, everybody's going to basically keep jumping on the back, and we're going to keep being last. It's one big cake, and it's, foundational black Americans who built this country supposed to have a piece of that cake, and we're promised a piece of that cake. But it just seems when the cake comes around to us, it's nothing left. It's nothing but little crumbs left, and we can't do anything with. So these things are going to have to change. I need the Pan-African community to understand that this is not division. If you guys, like I've been hearing, the African country Namibia is requesting reparations from Germany. I've also heard Jamaica is requesting reparations from Britain. So, like, I want you guys to know that we're with you guys in your fight. We will stand behind you guys, and we will applaud when you guys succeed. But we need you to know, you cannot come try to co-opt this. You cannot tell us, oh no, we need to fight for everybody. Don't fight for yourselves. And you cannot come and start making up things and start, trying to disagree with us for no reason, man. This is very important. Black Americans, we fight for everybody. We love everybody. We open our arms up with love towards everybody. And now it's time for us to receive the same support that we've been giving other people. We've been the main people fighting for immigration. When they treat the South Americans bad at the border, we're the ones speaking up about it, man. So it's coming a time that we're going to need all immigrants, whether you're from the Caribbeans or you're from Africa, we're going to need you to get your shit together and stand behind us just for once, man. I mean, it kind of shows the selfishness a little bit. Like if I can't get nothing, then I'm not rocking with y'all. I mean, no matter all that our ancestors did for any immigrant to be over here in this country, our ancestors. So the least they can do is just stand up for us in solidarity. Have our backs, man. 'Cause we've been putting in work for everybody for so long. I mean, it's only right. And we also going through it from uh, a whole lot of different aspects. The black immigrants from Africa, Jamaica, and other countries. Seems like everybody has something bad to say about ADOS, and I understand why, because now they can't be under the umbrella of blackness. See, when we specify who we really are, you can no longer, be under that umbrella and get those benefits and not have to fight for anything. Because a lot of these people, they come from countries that's ruled by white supremacy, and instead of fighting, they decided they wanted to come over here and get themselves a piece of the pie. So, all that is over with, man. The Boule, from Roland Martin, Angela Rye, um, Simone Sanders, Kamala Harris is a Lynx member. It seems like it's a lot of bots, blacks on TV that we got to deal with that disparage us and undermine us. But they need to understand that we're coming, and they need to get out the way. It's not a game. A lot of our people are more mature this go around, politically. So we're not letting you run these same games, and we're coming for our tangibles. And we don't want to hear anything. If you don't have any tangibles, then we don't want to hear anything. And recently, as a couple days ago, Kamala Harris was sitting with the sister. First name is Natasha. She's a reporter for the Griot, and she had an interview, and she was asked, does she have a plan for black people? And like she did on the Breakfast Club, she tried to dance around and beat around the bush. But credit to the sister from the Griot, Natasha, she pressed her on it, and she asked her, well, do you have a plan specifically for ADOS? And Kamala Harris, almost as if she was just tired of beating around the bush. Like, she said it with a bunch of swag, like, no, I'm not doing nothing for black people. No, I'm not doing nothing for black people specifically. Are you crazy? No, I'll go do something for the LGBT specifically. I'll fight for the immigrants specifically. But I'm not doing anything for black people. I support Israel. I'll do everything that's not in any kind of interest of you, but do something for you? Hell no. It's almost like she was Soldier Boy for a minute. Reparations? Something for blacks specifically, And also, Bernie Sanders had a town hall a couple days ago, and he did the same exact thing. It's all these Democratic candidates. They do the same thing. It's like they're being coached by the DNC to have these certain talking points. Like, do not. It's almost like the leak memorandum from, I believe, 2000, I forgot, but basically it was letting the Democrats know that listen to the concerns of black people, but don't promise them anything, benign neglect. And that's what's basically been going on. Like, they act like they listening to us, they have these certain talking points, but when they're pressed to answer the question, it's always, well, no, I can't do nothing for black people specific because it's divisive. Nobody's saying, oh, it's divisive to give the Native Americans what's owed to them. Nobody said it's divisive for Japanese people who were in internment camps to get reparations. Nobody said it was divisive for the Jews to get reparations. The European fake Jews. Nobody said it was, you know? But that's my video. You guys like and comment. Subscribe, please. Comment in the comment section and let me know what you guys think. Peace. One love. Black first.